Hey guys, what's up and welcome to today's video. We are going to be playing with a ton of brand new makeup. I am finally going to touch on the entire Pretty Fresh lineup, the brand new Complexion line from Colourpop. I have the tinted moisturizer, the concealer, the primer, the setting spray, the sponge. I have the Juno & Co. makeup setting powder, their brand new blur powder that launched not too long ago. I have a really cute palette here from Lancome, Haus Laboratories, Laura Lee, and I finally got in the mail from JEFFREE.com. In fact, my best friend ordered this for me, the clear gloss. So I'm really excited about that. We're just gonna go ahead and put all this stuff on the face, play with some makeup, do some first impressions, and see what's worth it. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump into it and let's play with some brand new makeup. So obviously first we're going to start out with Complexion, the Colourpop Pretty Fresh lineup. This just launched not too long ago. I have been playing with some of these items, so I definitely have an opinion on them. This part is not necessarily a total first impressions. I have not yet tried the concealer, so that is brand new to me, but I have been testing out the tinted moisturizer. Wow, can I talk? The setting mist. I think I've even mentioned this in another one of my videos before. I've used this just a couple of times, so we'll kind of see how that works with the tinted moisturizer. So let's just go ahead and start there. I have already moisturized and cleansed the skin, so we are good to go. So this is the hyaluronic acid tinted moisturizer. I have mine in the shade Light 7W. I think it's a pretty good shade range for a tinted moisturizer. This is supposed to be infused with hyaluronic acid, coconut water, some other type of fruit extracts. This is dermatologist tested and oil free is what Colourpop advertised. Now I have seen other reviews of this moisturizer and I've seen people using the sponge for it. I don't think I'm going to do that actually. I get a lot more coverage using my fingers and my hands to apply a tinted moisturizer to the face. I just feel like it sinks into the skin a little bit more, gives you more of a natural finish. Before we do that, I just kind of totally skipped over this. The Hydrating Hyaluronic Acid Primer is another new product that they launched at the same time as the tinted moisturizer. Now, one thing that surprises me about this product is that there is coconut oil in this. And I find that kind of odd because they advertise this as oil-free, but then they put coconut oil in this. I am not a huge fan of that ingredient. It sometimes can clog my pores. My skin can react kind of funky to it, but for the purpose of the video, I am gonna go ahead and apply it for you guys. So let's start there. Now, all of these products are very heavily scented, like a kind of powdery coconut scent, if that makes sense. And if you're wondering what's on my eyelids, that's actually the eye cream that I use. It has a slight tint to it. It's my Color Science Total Eye. It's like the best eye treatment ever. So one thing I do like about this primer is that it spreads on very nicely. It does feel good. It doesn't feel too thick or tacky or anything like that, but obviously if you are someone who has oily skin, I would steer so very clear from this. You will not need it. It will add just a little bit too much hydration to your skin, especially with the fact that coconut oil is in it. And coconut oil is a type of oil that doesn't necessarily combat bad oils. It can be pore clogging, and I'm always very sure to mention that to you guys in my review. So now that we've kind of let that sink in, it does sink in quite nicely. Again, I do like the way that it feels. So I'm going to go ahead and take some of the tinted moisturizer. I take a pump. It is more of a thin finish. It's not very thick. Warm it up in the fingertips and just kind of start to spread this onto the skin. Now, since I have been playing with this tinted moisturizer, I do have to be honest and say that I actually really enjoy it. I've seen some reviews of people saying that they don't like it. They don't like the way that it applies. It actually made their skin look drier. I do have to say that I find it to be more on the hydrating side, and when you pair it with that moisturizer, oh my goodness, does it just kind of like spread right onto the skin and feel very hydrating. You do not need much at all. It does take a while to kind of sink into the skin. I think that I get really nice coverage out of it. I've been kind of trying to compare it to my Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue, which is one of my all-time favorite tinted moisturizers, and I do have to say that this one does provide just a bit more coverage than that product does. So let's go ahead and move on to the concealers. Now, I did pick up two different shades. I picked up medium 90W and light 50W, because sometimes with concealers, I don't know why, I tend to go a little bit too light. So I am going to start with the lighter shade. It's got the same type of applicator as their original mattifying concealer, and please excuse my nails. They are absolutely completely tragic. I need to redo them really badly. So I'm gonna start with the lighter shade. And I think that that is actually a pretty good match. I don't think that I would need to go much darker than this. In the summer though, I feel like I could move up to that darker shade. So we are just gonna stick with light 50W, and I'm gonna go ahead and use the new sponge. Now this is very squishy soft, and I'm gonna go ahead and blend out this concealer. Now this is supposed to be a full coverage hydrating concealer. Obviously everything in the Pretty Fresh lineup I assume is just all about being hydrated and more dewy. This is my first time trying out this concealer. Would I classify it as full coverage using a sponge? First impressions with just starting out with a little bit. No, I would not say that it is a high coverage concealer. I would definitely say it's more medium. Let's see if we can build this up just a bit. I'm gonna go down a bit more with this one. Usually I don't do my concealer like this, but we're gonna go for it. I do like that the applicator is very flexible. It's kind of unique. I'm gonna go onto the nose with this just a bit and kind of carry this down into the areas that I am more red, just to get a little bit more coverage since we're just using a tinted moisturizer. It's weird, this almost has like a sticky, tacky texture. I don't know how I feel about this so far, to be honest. I don't know about it, you guys. I am kind of on the fence with this one. It does lay nice, I do have to say that. It's weird, when I'm blending it out, it feels like it kind of has like this thick, tacky type texture. But when I look up close, it really actually makes my skin look very nice. If you have dry under eyes, I think that you would really enjoy this. It is creasing already, which kind of comes with the territory when it comes to more hydrating products, but I do have to say, looking at it, I'm liking it a lot more than just when I blended it out. First impressions are always tricky because it's like, one minute you can really love a product, and the next you're like, I don't know how I feel about it. Yes, maybe. Other products you're like, oh my god, I love it, I'm obsessed, like right off the jump. So let's go ahead and move on to a setting powder. I have the Juno Blur Makeup Setting Powder right here. Now this is supposed to be infused with coconut oil, I believe. It's supposed to be more hydrating, and it's actually supposed to make like a skin-like filter on the skin with no flashback. Perfect for selfies and photos. It doesn't really have a scent, and it's got one of those little screens right there to kind of keep the product at bay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take my blender and I'm gonna dip into some of this, and I say let's just go ahead, let's bake with it. Why not? If I can get enough of the product out. Surprisingly enough, that concealer is not creasing as bad as some other hydrating concealers would. I'm actually kind of impressed in that area because like I have a little bit, but not bad. In fact, I think I'm not even gonna bake. I'm just gonna go ahead and set some of this into the skin. I'm not gonna set the whole face. I'm just gonna press this into certain areas where I don't want my product to crease. Oh, I didn't even notice it, you guys. This mirror and this palette's got the plastic on it. So satisfying. So this powder, it is strange because considering how dewy my complexion is right now, this is not supposed to be a drying product. It's really sucking up a lot of the moisture that was on my skin, and I'm not a huge fan of that. This is a drying product, if you ask me. It does blur, I will give it that. It intensely blurs, but it just kind of looks like it's sitting on top of the skin. It doesn't look like it's like effortlessly like sinking in, becoming like a second skin. And usually when you press a setting powder onto the face, it looks a little bit more flush, especially using that type of technique. I don't know, it looks just kind of chalky. I don't know. I don't think I like that. Let's go ahead and bronze and contour quickly. I'm just going to dip into my Smashbox palette here and just quickly add some warmth to the face before we set everything down with the Colourpop Pretty Fresh setting spray, because my goodness, it's kind of unfortunate. I was really digging the kind of more dewy complexion I had going on. Obviously, setting powders, whether they're hydrating or not, are going to take away some of that. But usually my skin just kind of adjusts with it pretty quickly, and I don't feel like I am with that powder. Not a fan. And even looking right now in a mirror that's not close up, my skin just looks very thick, which is another bad sign because I have such a light amount of face makeup on, using mostly a tinted moisturizer and just a bit of concealer. No. Not a fan. All right, now to my favorite part, some setting spray. So this is the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist from Colourpop. You guys, the mister on this is next level. So incredibly satisfying, incredibly scented. So if you're sensitive to that, maybe stay away from this. It does fade quickly. I don't feel like it lasts on the skin or anything like that. But I have to say that the mist on this is better than any other setting spray that I have tried that isn't an aerosol. Like, that is insane. Oh my gosh, I just absolutely love it. So hopefully we can get some life back to the skin because that powder was dry, crusty butt crack city. Not a fan. That will probably make its way into a future fail video, so be on the lookout for that. Setting spray definitely helped our cause here, thank goodness, but still, I just don't like what that product did to my skin. I keep repeating myself. I'm just really passionate about that right now. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's do some highlighter. So from the Laura Lee Los Angeles collection, I did pick this up because, to be honest with you, I was extremely intrigued by the fact that I got both of the highlighting or the lit kits, as she calls it. I'm holding it upside down. But I also got the lipstick trio that she launched. This is her holiday collection for $49. Like, that is insane. Each highlight kit has 4 different shades in it. There is the glazed lit kit and the bronzed lit kit. One is for light to medium, one is for dark to deep. So the packaging on these, I have to say, is absolutely gorgeous. They are the same exact size as her Nudie Patootie palette. So she said they're, you know, meant to be stacked together, which I think is really cute. You've got a really nice mirror on the inside. Individually, these are only $19 a piece. 19 bucks, and these pans are huge. Let's just go ahead and do some swatches. So this is the glazed lit kit. I think the name is so cute. We've got 4 different shades in here. We have Diamonds, Glow Gal, Rose All Day, and what is that one? Cinnamon Sugar. So just to kind of show you guys, these are extremely pigmented. Ooh, all right then. These are so creamy. Gorgeous. So that is the glazed lit kit right there. Absolutely stunning shades. I can definitely see myself using these 2 right here. Maybe this one as like a blush topper and that one as like a bronzer, or like on the lids as shadow. That is my only beef with highlighting kits. There's always 2, 3, or 4 shades depending on how big the kit is that you're just really not going to use. So this is the bronzed kit. We've got the shade Yacht Club, Rose Gold, Gold Rush, and On the Glow. I am a sucker for gold, and when I saw this, that's kind of why I picked up both. Obviously, these are going to be far too dark for my skin tone, but I can definitely use them as shadows, and I just wanted to really try out the formula from both kits. So there's the bronzed kit. Let's go ahead and swatch this one. Oh, that one's not too bad, not too deep. Oh, that gold, that is so pretty. It's like the world's messiest swatches. So deeper skin tones, oh my goodness, that would be gorgeous. So I think these are absolutely beautiful colors. I love that the deeper shades are literally just deeper versions of the shades from the lighter kit. I think that's really cool, very cohesive. And again, for $19, that's a really insane good price. So let's dip into the glazed kit. I think I'm going to mix 2 different shades. I want to mix Diamonds and Glow Gal right here. Just gonna hit the high points of the cheeks. She is glowy. That is really pretty and extremely reflective. Like, I'm looking in the viewfinder and I'm like, damn, that is a really pretty. If you like an intense highlight, girl, I went way too much. I'm gonna try a little bit of a lighter hand here. It just kind of like melts into the skin. Gorgeous. I almost feel like I need to like shear this out a bit, maybe. Just gonna go over this with a clean brush. My goodness, that is a glow fit for the holidays. Absolutely stunning, you guys. 19 bucks. Like, are you kidding me? That is gorgeous, and I absolutely love the shade selection. I am curious about Rose All Day. I do kind of want to maybe test this out and try that as a blush on the skin, because I'm not really wearing any blush, and I'm just really curious as to how that would work. Where is, I need like a stippling brush, something that's not very densely packed. We're gonna go with this Luxie brush right here. I'm just gonna ever so slightly dip into Rose All Day. Just kind of put that onto the cheeks for just a little bit of extra sheen and glow. I actually really like that. That's totally doable. If you use something like this and use just a very light hand, yes, it makes you very glowy, but that is beautiful. Laura was not playing with this. I'm not even gonna dip my brush back into the kit to highlight the nose because you do not need a lot of this at all. I went in with quite the heavy hand, and even my nose. Girl, I didn't even dip my brush back in. We're gonna look like Rudolph in this video, whatever. Moving on, that is beautiful. I do want to set my face down one more time. I want that glow back to my skin, especially with that highlight. Gorgeous. And even setting it down again with the setting spray really made it extra melt into the skin. That is stunning. All right, let's go ahead and move on to some eyeshadow. So I have from Lancome, this is the Monsieur Big 12 Shades of Love eyeshadow palette. Now this was actually sent to me from Octoly, and I had seen this palette on Sephora's website and I really wanted to try it. I thought it looked so cute. I loved the shades. It launched at a weird time though. This launched just a couple of months ago or so, and it totally looks like a Valentine's Day palette, obviously, not just because it's heart-shaped, but the shades are just kind of cute, romantic, date-like, and I think it's really sweet. So I'm gonna start off with my Lamora blending brush. I am obsessed with this brush lately. Now, what's kind of cool, I should touch on this, is that the shadows are kind of sectioned off into 3 different quads. So you've got the Big Crush, so that's these 4 shades right here. You've got Big Night, and then you've got Big Date. I think I'm actually gonna start off with this shade right here, all over the lid. This is from the Big Crush quad. I have never used Lancome shadow, so this should be interesting. I'm gonna lay that right into the crease. I love pink shadows. I think they're so pretty. Wow, that actually blended out quite nicely. I shouldn't act shocked, but I think it's like Lancome shadows are not something that I see talked about quite a bit, so maybe that's why I'm a little bit surprised. Can't get over this highlight though. I keep looking at the highlight in the mirror and I'm like, she's glowing. That blended out so easily and it looks really pretty. I'm a huge fan of the shade so far. All right, so on the outer part of the eye here, I'm gonna dip into this shade right down here. This is from the Big Night quad. I'm gonna call it quads because again, they're sectioned off by 4s. That is a really pretty shade. I wonder why nobody talked about this palette. I'm really super enjoying it so far. And the packaging, how adorable is this? Yeah, it's kind of clunky, but the mirror on the inside is massive. You guys probably saw my messy ass desk. The mirror inside is massive and it's really nice quality mirror. This is a really cute palette. If you're like going on a date, going out with the girls at night, this just kind of like is fun and gets you in the mood. It's just a fun shaped palette. I really like it. All right, what do I want to go ahead and put all over the lid? I think before I go ahead and do that, I'm going to do something that I always do. I'm going to take this shade right here. I'm just going to put that right in the center of the eye. Wow, that is really pretty. I'm just going to go like this. Lots of color payoff. That is gorgeous. All right, now I need to figure out what I want to put all over the lid. I think I'm going to go in with this shade right here. This kind of more golden shade. Again, using my finger. I'll blend it right into that darker pink that I laid down in the corner, or the middle of the lid. So pretty. This shade I find isn't as intense, but I do like the dimension of it and I think it blends out nicely. Like this eye look is impressive and I think it's really cute. It's really pretty. I really like it. I do need to get something on the lower lash line. So I'm gonna start with this shade right here. This is BH Cosmetics brush. I'm just gonna slightly drag that all along the lower lash line, not being too precise and not going too heavy. And what do we want to do for an inner corner highlight? Let's use this one right here. Nice bright kind of light pink shade. Take this Lamora pencil brush and just tap that right into the inner corner. I could get this wet with some Fix Plus, but honestly on its own, it's pretty intense. Dang, Lancome. This is a really cute, beautiful palette. First impressions, I am impressed. I want to even mess with this white shade up here. Let's use a little bit of that as well. We'll layer that right on top. That is gorgeous. I'm sad that I didn't dip into this palette sooner. It's been just sitting on my vanity and it's just absolutely gorgeous. I'm in love. All right. So I'd say first impressions, this palette is a total win. It is so cute, beautiful on the eyes. Let's dip into some Haus Laboratory. So I picked up the liquid eyeliner, and then I also picked up some of these, what are these? These Glam Attack all over liquid shimmering shimmer powder, liquid shimmer powder. I have, what shades did I get here? Chained Ballerina and Aphrodite. Now Chained Ballerina is a black shade. We're obviously not going to be using this today, but I will swatch it for you guys just so we can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. Packaging, I know you guys have seen this all over the internet. I'm really late to the game with this one. Let's just see what that looks like. Okay. That is very black. It's got like micro reflex of glitter in it. Now I bought this shade because I saw Raw Beauty Christie's review of it and I thought it was beautiful. And it's just kind of like a shimmering glitter topper. There's like a light pink tint to it, as you can see. See that right there. And this we could actually probably put on. So let's just try to top this on top of some of the eyeshadow that I have on currently. Just gonna put it right over and just kind of keep it more towards the inner corner just to kind of brighten things up. Oh, that's kind of pretty. I'm gonna try to bring it up through here. Have like a little faux cut crease. Really pretty. Just add a little bit of glitter, a little bit of reflection to the look. Very pretty. I can't wait to play with that one some more. So let's put a little bit of liner down. I've heard really good things. I know Tati said she really liked this. Again, this is the Haus Laboratories felt tip liner. It does have a very long tip on it. That's what she said. So I'm not going to create like a crazy wing. I feel like when I go too heavy on liner, it kind of cuts my eyes off, and I don't want to do that. I went way too heavy with that glitter over there. All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and just draw a little bit of a line on the lid that is very black. Usually I tend to go for more brush tip liners, but this one is really nice. Wow, this is like black eyeliner. I'm not noticing any bleeding or anything, which is really nice. That's a really nice liner. It didn't take any effort at all. Even over all the shadow that I have on, it's not like peeking through the liner. It looks pretty flush. I definitely need to get some mascara on. I'm gonna pop some mascara on the lids, and then we will hit the lips with some lipstick. All right, eyes are complete. I just popped on a little bit of Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. So on the lips, we are going to dip into this new trio from Laura Lee. This is the Glazed and Bronzed Liquid Lipstick Trio. Now, I have never tried her liquid lipsticks. I've always wanted to. I don't know why, I just never bit the bullet. So these are the 3 shades that come in the new trio. Again, these are brand new shades to her collection. We have Coral Pop, which I really wanted to put on the lips today, but I ended up going a little bit more intense with the eyes, so I'm not quite sure how that would look together. Then we have the shade Cabana, which is just a really pretty nude shade. And then we have a nice kind of mauve-y nude, which is the shade Mai Tai. So these are all mattes. I think, which one of these do I want to go for? I don't know which one. I think I'm going to go for Mai Tai, this one right here. They smell almost like pineapple. Just kind of very lightly sweet, like a citrusy, juicy kind of scent, if I'm getting that right. Nice kind of angled doe foot applicator. Not exactly what I thought it was. Don't know if I like it with this eye look, but we're going to put it on. Pigmentation is very even, very smooth. Like I haven't had to dip back into the product at all. I mean, that is a beautiful shade. It's very bright. Again, I don't know if I would necessarily always pair it with this eye look, but I think it's really cute. Let me just go ahead and swatch the other ones for you here. Coral Pop. Again, I love a corally, orangey kind of red lipstick. I know this is going to be more on the coral side, but let's just swatch it right here. My whole arm is full of swatches. So cute. I love shades like this. I cannot wait to use that one. And then this is the shade Cabana, which is just like a nice nude. This is probably the shade I should have used today. Gorgeous. That is just like right up my alley. Almost like a mid-tone kind of grayish, beige kind of nude shade. Absolutely gorgeous. But I think this color is really pretty too. I can see myself using all 3 of these lipsticks. So I'm pretty happy with the collection there. I think that they go on the lips quite nicely. Doesn't feel too drying or anything. And it does dry down pretty quick. So I'm a huge fan of that. So overall, let's just do a quick recap of the products here. I really do love the Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer. I think I get pretty damn good coverage out of this. I mean, considering the fact that this is the only thing I have on, obviously besides concealer, I think that this is awesome. The amount of coverage, it is beautiful. It's easy to apply. I can just apply it with my fingertips. Wouldn't be a video without our friend on the motorcycle, as I always say. Very beautiful coverage. Feels beautiful on the skin. It actually is pretty long wearing. I do wear it quite a bit to work recently. Like I said, I've been kind of testing it behind the scenes, and I really do enjoy it. I do think that the primer does feel quite nice. If you want a very dewy finish, pairing these 2 together is very dewy, very hydrated finish. But again, it's that damn coconut oil. I just wish that one little ingredient wasn't in it, but nonetheless, they do work beautifully together. If you're not sensitive to that ingredient, I say try it out. It is a really nice primer. Feels really good, very hydrating on the skin. The Pretty Fresh concealers surprised me. Looking at it as the time has gone on and putting on the rest of my makeup, it is a really nice concealer. I think for someone it's a little bit more of a light to medium coverage, I would say. Not necessarily light. I'd say it's a medium coverage, and it can be built up to more. Definitely not a full coverage concealer, but if you have dry skin, you will absolutely love these. Tons of different shades, and I think that they look very nice on the skin. I was kind of iffy about it, but yeah, I think I actually really enjoy this concealer. The sponge is nice. Don't like it with tinted moisturizer, but like I said, I don't use anything besides my fingertips for a product like that, but I think the sponge is extremely soft and blended things out quite nicely. Very good product there. The eyeshadow palette, absolutely love this eyeshadow palette. The colors are so pretty, so blendable, effortless. If you are into this type of shade range right here, like the more pinky, romantic kind of sweetheart shades, I would call them, definitely worth checking out. The last time I checked, not too long ago, this was actually on sale on Sephora's website. It's just a really cute, cute palette, and I'm really glad that I tried this out today. Love the packaging, the shades blend, the metallics are really nice. It's just a really, really awesome palette. Let's not forget the highlighters from Laura Lee Los Angeles. I am still glowing to the gods. This is like a highlight. If you like something intense, you will love this. What I do love about this formula is that it just really catches the light. It sits beautifully on the skin. It doesn't exaggerate texture or anything like that. It is just poppin'. This is definitely a lit kit, and I do love that she came out with 2 different ones for different skin tones. I love that the pinky shade in here can be used as like a blush topper or even like a blush for an even more glowy finish. I think it's absolutely beautiful. The Haus Laboratories, these Glam Attack liquid shadows, liquid to powder shadows. I'm a huge fan of this Aphrodite shade. I think it's beautiful. It doesn't look like it's creasing or anything. It's extremely reflective. I love the glitter in it. I would actually reach for this over some of those Stila, I don't even know what those are called, like some of those Stila liquid glitters that are really popular. Nonetheless, those are absolutely beautiful and even more dimensional than this. I just kind of like a little more of like a subtle shimmer finish. This just has some very nice micro reflexive glitter in it, and I think it just adds a nice pop. Absolutely beautiful. Love the eyeliner. This one is a total hit. It is matte. It is super black. Glides right on effortlessly. This is a home run product. I hope that more people are considering trying this liner from Haus Laboratories because it is very good. Like, damn good, effortless. The Laura Lee liquid lipsticks. I've only tried 1 shade on the lips, but they swatch very nicely. I love the way that they feel. Not too drying at all, and I think this shade is really cute, and I love the shade that she chose for this collection. I think it goes perfectly with the highlight kits, just kind of the overall theme of her little holiday collection here. I think it's quite nice, and I almost forgot the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Setting Mist. Absolutely love that. I would say the only fail of anything that I tried would be this Juno Blur Powder. Ugh, I am not a fan. You definitely have to set this down if you have dry skin. We're talking hella setting spray. While it does blur things, it also makes things look very cakey at the same time. I'm just not a huge fan of this product at all. I don't find it to be hydrating in any sense of the word. Baking with it, I can only imagine would be a total nightmare, so I'm really glad that I didn't go as far as to bake with that. There you guys have it. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot about this too. I did finally get this in the mail. My best friend ordered this for me. As you know, if you watched my review of the Conspiracy and Mini Controversy palette, my husband actually ended up going to Morphe and picking up the palettes for me, but he said they were out of the gloss instantly, so they didn't have it. My friend happened to get on Jeffree's website and order some items from there, and she did pick up the gloss, 1 for each of us. This smells like root beer, you guys, and I absolutely love it. There's something so satisfying, but how clear and crystal-like this gloss looks. It smells so freaking good. I just got it in the mail yesterday. All day yesterday, I could not stop using it. The only critique that I would give this is that it doesn't last very long on the lips. If you are someone who has a little bit more lips that are on the dry side, it's gonna soak it right up, but it still looks beautiful. And for me personally, I don't really care about reapplying glosses or lipsticks or anything like that. I actually enjoy reapplying and layering my lip products. So yeah, there you guys have it. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you liked it, share it, and of course be sure to subscribe to my channel before you go. Give me your feedback. What did you think about the products that we tested out today? Is there anything that you picked up that you absolutely loved as well? Maybe something that you didn't love and that I loved, vice versa. You guys get the gist of it. Subscribe to my channel before you go if you haven't already, and I will be sure to see you in the next one. Bye guys.